All right. Why are you here? What's this all about?
It's really been a year-long project to get this group of 30 bipartisan mayors together to talk about issues sort of on a quarterly basis that we think at times get ignored or get some short shrift from the General Assembly and state leadership. So we'll be looking, I think over time, the issue about the local government fund. I think we'll be looking at Jobs Ohio and brownfield redevelopment. I think we'll be talking about development issues, tax issues, and it's a good sounding board, as Mayor Whaley said. It's not a meeting for staff people to come in and bounce ideas. It's really for the mayors to sit down. This is our fourth meeting. Looks like we've had probably 20 mayors at least in attendance on all of them, and it's a good way for all of us to touch base on other issues sort of in breaks that we can touch base and make sure we're all sort of on the same page no matter our political leanings.
What's Youngstown get out of this?
Youngstown gets Youngstown and Warren, because Mayor Franklin's also involved in the project, get some more ability to get to know the other mayors across the state, the issues they deal with. I think one of the larger issues that we need to look forward in the next gubernatorial election is the issue of brownfield redevelopment and what Jobs Ohio can do to maybe go back a little bit to the way that the Department of Development used to work on a lot of those projects. I think that's something that we've talked about in the past that all the mayors would like to see. Sort of a reconfiguring of the Jobs Ohio process. So that's one of the things that we're curious to see, and I hope that we'll be talking to the gubernatorial candidates over the next couple of years about those issues.
There have been a lot of local communities for years, I guess now, talking about the local government fund being cut, calling on lawmakers, calling on the governor to restore it. There's been no movement, really major movement in that direction. Do you think this is really going to make a difference on all of those lines?
I do think it will. I think I don't expect the current administration to move on that as long as they're in office, but I do expect the next group of candidates on both the Democrat and Republican side to be pressed on that issue. We lose about $2.5 to $2.6 million a year per year based on what we were receiving 5 or 6 years ago. That certainly would be very helpful to our budget. It would be helpful to a lot of the budgets here. I also think the Township Trustees group has been really reaching out to their folks as well, saying, look, we're getting hammered as well because of the loss of those funds. So that's not going to be just a Mayor's Alliance issue or a municipal league issue. I think that's going to be a pure local government issue with the next governor's race.
There's going to be people who hear this and say, oh, another group out talking. I mean, this stuff like this really make a difference.
I actually think it does. As I think Cranley said, look, you've got the mayors from the 30 largest cities in the state that are involved. Obviously, a lot of votes in those cities, a lot of serious discussions taking place in those cities on a whole variety of issues. With a new president coming in, and I think all of us waiting to see what he's going to plan to do with his relationship with cities, with urban infrastructure projects, with the state races coming up. I think it does provide an opportunity for local elected officials, the chief elected officials in all these communities, to really hammer home the message to the folks in Columbus.